Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into something that feels straight out of science fiction but is very, very real: the humanoid robot revolution. We're talking about a perfect storm of smarter AI, plummeting costs, and frankly, just incredible physical dexterity. It's all coming together to make these robots a reality, probably a lot faster than you think. So let's break down what you, as a business leader, need to know right now.
Seriously, take a look at this question. What once seemed like a joke is now a dead serious business reality. This isn't some hypothetical for a conference panel, it's a strategic question, and how you answer it could literally define your company's competitive edge for the next decade.
Okay, so to really get why this is all happening right now, we've got to start with a massive, massive problem that's staring down just about every industry out there: a really severe and frankly worsening labor shortage. And listen, we're not talking about a small gap here. The projection is for a staggering global shortfall of almost 8 million manufacturing workers by 2030. Think about that. That's not just a hiring problem. It's a structural crisis, and it demands a totally new kind of solution. Now, what I find really fascinating here is the story these two trends tell together. You've got global populations getting older fast, and the direct result of that? The number of working-age people available to support everyone else, well, it's shrinking. It's like a demographic vice is tightening, and it's happening at the exact moment that things like reshoring are cranking up the demand for local workers. It's a real squeeze. All right, so we've established this huge, undeniable demand for labor. But why humanoid robots? The two-legged kind? And why is this all kicking off right now? Well, it turns out it's not just one thing. It's actually four really powerful forces all coming together at the exact right moment.
First and foremost, and this is maybe the biggest one, it just comes down to the money. A 40% drop in the cost of one of these robots in just 2 years. I mean, that's just staggering. We're getting incredibly close to the point where they cost the same as human labor, and that makes deploying them at scale a real economically viable option for the first time ever.
And here you can see the whole picture coming together. You've got the falling costs we just talked about, but you add to that incredible new levels of physical dexterity. I mean, these things can walk, jump, handle delicate objects. Then there's the training. You can just tell them what to do in plain English, no complex coding needed. And finally, they have this general intelligence, thanks to generative AI, so they can reason and adapt on the fly. You put all four of those together, and that's what's pushing this whole thing past the tipping point. Okay, so let's dig into how all this creates a solution that is just fundamentally different from the automation we're used to. I want to be really clear here. This is not just a fancier factory arm. We're talking about a whole new category of worker.
And here is the absolute game changer. Think about it. Our entire world, our factories, our warehouses, our hospitals, it's all built for people. Traditional automation forces you to tear everything down and rebuild your facility around the machine. But humanoid robots, they're designed to fit into our world. They can walk through our doors, use our tools, navigate our hallways, all without you having to spend a fortune on retrofitting.
And of course, you get the classic benefit of any automation. They just don't get tired. The ability to run your operations 24/7, that unlocks a massive leap in productivity. But the key is, you get that leap without the crazy capital expenditure that used to be required. It's a huge shift. So this isn't just some theory or a couple of cool prototypes in a lab. We're talking about major players investing billions with a B. The whole market is gearing up for what looks like explosive growth. Let's take a peek at the numbers. I mean, just look at this. The money pouring into startups in this space is incredible. We've gone from about $300 million in 2020 to more than $1 billion in 2024. That's a more than threefold increase in just 4 years. That tells you everything you need to know about market confidence and how fast this is all accelerating.
And check out the ambitions of the big players here. We are not talking about small pilot programs. You've got companies like Tesla, Figure, and BYD planning to produce hundreds of thousands of these robots in just the next few years. This tech is moving out of the R&D lab and onto the factory floor at a pace that is, frankly, breathtaking.
So where are all these new robotic coworkers actually going to, work? This gives you a great idea. You see, software automation is fantastic for all those jobs on the left side of your screen. But what about the physical jobs in that middle column? Manufacturing, logistics, even supporting roles in healthcare. Software just can't touch those. And that's exactly the gap that humanoid robots are set to fill. Okay, let's bring this all back home.
what does this actually mean for you and for your company? The message is pretty clear. Look, for most businesses, it's probably too soon to go out and buy 1,000 robots. But, and this is a big but, it is absolutely the right time to start preparing and experimenting.
So if you're running a business with physical operations, think factories, warehouses, even hospitals, the message is simple: start now. You need to be developing a roadmap. You need to invest in some small-scale experiments just to understand what these robots can do for you, and maybe more importantly, what they can't do yet. The goal isn't to replace everyone tomorrow. It's to build that knowledge inside your company so you are ready to hit the ground running when this technology really takes off. And hey, even if you're not in manufacturing, you still need a plan. If you're a tech company, you should be asking, where do we fit into this new ecosystem? Can we build the software brains, the sensors, the operating platforms? If you're in retail or a consumer business, you need to be thinking about the human side of things. How will your employees and your customers feel about this? And for absolutely everyone, you have got to keep a close eye on the regulations because you know they're coming. So let's just be crystal clear on the main takeaway here. This is not about an overnight robot takeover that replaces the entire human workforce. That's not the story. The real story is about a rapid and really meaningful integration of these robots over the next 3 to 5 years. And the companies that are ready for that integration, they're the ones who are going to have a massive competitive advantage. Which brings us to the fundamental question for every single leader out there today. This transformation isn't coming, it's happening, and it's happening fast. So for any company that considers itself forward-looking, the time to start asking this question, and more importantly, to start experimenting with the answer, is not next year, it's right now.